The song I chose to analyze is The A-Team, written by Ed Sheeran in late 2010 and released in June of 2011 in his debut album called Plus. The genre of the song is indie alternative. People tend to enjoy the song because of the emotions it evokes and due to Sheeran's authenticity. The A-Team brings feelings of sadness and empathy for the subject of the song. The song has strong social significance because it brings attention to addiction and humanizes those that are so often outcast from society. In The A-Team, Ed Sheeran uses deeply emotional language and imagery to highlight the cruel reality of drug addiction, poverty, and prostitution. The first quote I am choosing to include in the analysis is from the first verse of the song. Sheeran sings, "Breathin' in the snowflakes, burnt lungs, sour taste." This quote was chosen because of the time of year the song was written, and because it can be interpreted in different ways. The woman in the song was a real person that Ed Sheeran met at a homeless shelter. She told him her life story, and that is where the inspiration for the song came from. The subject was a sex worker, who one could imagine would have to stand outside in harsh winter conditions to attract clients. The first way this quote could be interpreted is quite literally, the subject was breathing in snow during a winter snowfall. Second, we could interpret it to have a meaning related to drugs. Breathin' in the snowflakes, along with the second half of the quote, burnt lungs, sour taste, could be a euphemism for the woman smoking crack cocaine, and the second half would be the drug leaving a bad taste in her mouth and her lungs damaged from a long period of exposure to the smoke. The second quote I plan on including is "Long nights, strange men." This quote refers to the subject of the song being involved in sex work. It could be referring to a slow night she had and to her work involving men that she doesn't want to go with, but does anyway for money. Sheeran paints a vivid picture in our heads of the subject's struggle to survive. It highlights that people living with addictions and/or in poverty can sometimes feel the need to go to extreme lengths to feed themselves and their addictions. Long nights, the first half of the quote, evokes a sense that the subject may think these nights are almost endless, and the lyrics surrounding it give the listener a feel of her exhaustion and of her struggles. Strange men gives the listener an insight to the dehumanization that the subject faces while doing her work. The last quote I'm planning to include is, "The worst things in life come free to us." I'm including this quote because I don't believe it has to do with the subject's addiction, because her addiction is not free, and she has to pay for her drugs. I believe that it is about being abused and exploited to earn money. This use of emotional language makes listeners feel empathy for the subject in the song, and knowing the backstory of the song amplifies that feeling. Reflecting on the reality that people in poverty or with addictions face, Sheeran communicates that people in the same state as the subject are still human. He effectively shows the toll that her life has had on the subject.